So we're talking about the us and them, right? And the shift in consciousness, or the planetary shift, or whatever you want to call it. What's happening? The activists created the us and them, right? This whole momentum, which is getting to this summit, right, is basically we're all, whether we like it or not, we're going together with the Earth over it, right? And the difference is people who let go of the mind system and are comfortable with other systems will be able to suffer less, if you like, and other people will not be able to cope with it and accept the change, right? And it's all about the mind. What's happening now is as this momentum creates and gets over this summit, as I say, the mind is grabbing, right, really strongly to the old paradigm, and it's telling yourself basically and everybody around, like, no, don't do that, right? So what do we have? Let's recapitulate. let's go back now and think. We've got movement, right? To generate an inertia and a momentum, right? You have this huge force and energy and change, right? And change is good, right? The Earth is doing that, right? And we're going with it, right? Some people are understanding it, some people are not. For many years, maybe more than 15 now, there's been activists acting with this and generating the us and them. Now the thing has changed, right? There's no us and them, there's us, right? And that takes me to the most important thing of the whole shift. And this is that. If you're shifting from the mind to a more spiritual path, right? And you're seeing it all over the planet, right? You're seeing people doing stuff that has to do with the spiritual path and walking the planet and leaving the offices and changing, right? They're like, there's something that they don't get, right? They're getting to a point where there's an emptiness where they can't fill, right? And that's maybe because they're not looking at the grass, right? or the cows, but they're very within this mental system, right? So we're going from this system that goes from the mind to this more spiritual path, right? Which we're seeing around the planet a lot. I've traveled a lot, and the change is amazing. You see it all over the place, right? So what happens? You can't. I wish I could, but it wouldn't. If I could put the whole planet into a yoga class, right, or into a martial arts class, a meditation class, right? I've been into meditation for over 24 years, right, and tell everybody what to do. People, they wouldn't get it. It's not about that, and that's what's interesting about what's happening, right? 10 years ago, you could put half the planet in a yoga class, and maybe try and believe that a tenth of that, or 1%, would come out a bit more enlightened, if you want, or more aware, right? But that doesn't happen anymore. It can't happen, right? When you start telling people what to do, people get bored now. They're like fed up. They're tired of seeing that half the planet is trying to save the other half, right? And it's really funny because it's so natural what's happening. It's amazing, and I see it every day. People are getting fed up of people coming to your door or coming on TV or saying this is the answer for you to be saved, right? Or this is what you have to do, or sit and close your eyes and meditate and whatever. And that brings me to the whole thing, which I think is the most important thing of everything, right? The spiritual path is something personal, yes, and it's completely non-transferable, right? It's private, it's unique, it's personal, and it's non-transferable. And this is the clue, right? I can have 5 people, or five guys or women or whatever around me, right? Sit them down, give them 2 or 3 techniques for meditation, right? And they'll go into deep meditation, whatever, right? But the 5 of them are going to have their own experience. And the experience, if we could pull it out of them and show it on a screen, it would be different every time. And this is what's really important now, is us understanding that the change is personal, is non-transferable, right? And it's unique. It's unique to every being, right? So no matter, they can tell you, yeah, you'll see a light, a blue light, you'll see a green line in the horizon, close your eyes, you'll see that. People can guide you, they can say a lot of things to help you within your process, right? But you have to understand that whatever it is that you experience, it is completely personal, unique, and non-transferable, right? And that's the spiritual part. That's what's amazing about the whole thing, right? And now, and you know, there's a person I met once who's a biologist, and always says something which really struck me, and it's amazing. She talks about the butterfly cells and the caterpillar cells, right? She says that and she's a biologist, so she knows what she's talking about, right? But look how nature acts here, right? The caterpillar cells, when the caterpillar is about to turn into a butterfly, right? Butterfly cells start appearing, right? Some cells start mutating into butterfly cells, if you like. And the caterpillar cells attack the butterfly cells as if it was an illness, right? But the interesting thing of all of this is that the butterfly cells don't fight back. So they don't do anything, right? They just keep multiplying, just becoming, right? So that's amazing, right? They get attacked, right, by the other ones that say, oh, they're afraid, they're like the mind, if you like, and they they get attacked because they're afraid to let go, right? And they think that they're gonna disappear, which they probably will, but they're gonna be turned into something else, right? Something different, better or worse. That doesn't even go into the story, right? But the butterfly cells start changing, right? Into the cells start mutating, and they don't do anything. They just start multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. And when you think of it, time has gone by, and the whole caterpillar is a butterfly. So that, I think, is an amazing analogy, because I think that what's happening now, I believe, I know that what I see is happening, and to humans, right? We're talking about humans, obviously, right? Other beings are coping from different stands, and they're attached to the planet in different ways, right? But to humans, what's happening? Because the human mind is the one that once was intelligent enough to study itself, right? So this ball started being created, right? And it was a snowball, right? Now the system is this whole system is created by the mind and understood by the mind, which is the most important thing, right? Think of it. So caterpillar cells and butterfly cells, right? I think what's happening now is this: people have to understand that we are being transformed from inside, right? Inside out, if you like. And we're changing, and that's why people are starting to be fed up with a lot of stuff, right? People looking into a camera and saying, hey, you have to do yoga, you have to do this, stop eating meat, or stop buying TV sets or whatever. And this whole idea is the shift, right? So I'll cut it short now and continue in the next one, and I'll probably be the last one. with this whole idea, which I think is fascinating. And see you soon.